Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a first impressions video. I'm going to be, well, not only first impressions, I'm going to be hauling, testing. It's going to be a huge get ready with me video, and I know this is the way most of you prefer it because then you can actually see the way the products look as I'm applying them to my skin. Now this video is sponsored by Sephora, and I'm really excited because this is for the spring savings event at Sephora, which is a really great time to take advantage of all of the discounts and offers to either try a new product or stock up on some of your favorites. So everything's available in store or on Sephora.com. And there is going to be a code that you can use. It's going to be OMG Spring. I'll have that on screen as well as in the description box down below. The code is multi-use online. If you're not already a member of the Sephora Beauty Insider program, I will have a link in my description box so that you can join. The tier that you belong to within the Sephora Beauty Insider program is going to determine when you have access to the spring savings event, as well as the % off that you get from the purchases that you make. ROUGE members get first access to the spring savings event starting on April 9th throughout the 12th. Again, that multi-use code of OMG Spring is going to get the ROUGE members 20% off of their purchases. Now, ROUGE members can shop the spring savings event starting on April 9th all the way until April 19th. The next tier that's going to have access to the spring savings event is going to be the Vib tier, and that's going to start on April 13th, again, all the way through the 19th, and you're going to get 15% off of your purchases with the code OMG Spring. Again, that code is multi-use throughout all tiers, and I will have all those dates broken up by tiers as well as the code and all of the other information in the description box for you to read as well. I'm going to use the JLo That Star filter. This one is in the shade, I don't know if there's multiple shades of this, I can't remember, but the first time I used this, my skin was a little bit lighter, and now that I've been in the sun a little bit more, I still wear sunscreen. I try to avoid the sun, but I'm half Filipino. When I go in the sun, my skin just inevitably gets more tan. And in the summertime, I mean, all of you know my foundation shade from winter compared to summer is pretty drastically different because my skin does get a lot deeper throughout the summer. I like this more now that I've gotten a little bit of color on my face. And one of the biggest things I didn't like about it the first time I was using it was I thought it had too strong of a red undertone, and it was giving me this orangey color to my concealer and foundation. But now I actually really like that red undertone to it because I feel like it gives the skin this really pretty flushed appearance. So I actually really like concentrating this right on my cheek area just to give it a little bit more of a rosy strobe. And then once I put my foundation on top, it doesn't look quite as intense because the product does, you know, get covered up by some of the foundation makeup. This is another exciting product. It's the Fenty Ease Drops. I wear the shade number 12. Now, what I like about these is they are so nice and so easy to use for an everyday basis. If you like a little bit more of a lightweight feeling base and you don't really want too much coverage, although I would say these pack a lot of punch in terms of coverage. There was a day where I had, you know, a breakout, and it wasn't covering the breakout as much as I would have liked. So perhaps on days where you want like an extra boost of coverage, you'll have to go in and do some more spot concealing. But for every day where you just want like light to medium coverage, they're really beautiful. And this product is definitely more of a realistic version of a skin tint. Like if you know the one from Glossier, a lot of people don't like that because they just feel like it doesn't give them any coverage at all. And if you do have things that you actually want to cover, it's just not going to work for most people. This one will actually provide you with coverage, and it will look like it's blurring out and, you know, evening out the skin tone. So I shouldn't say blurring out the skin tone, but you know, it's like blurring out blemishes and things you want to hide. Definitely more of a realistic approach to a blurring skin tint that's actually going to make you feel like you have something that's providing your skin with a little bit more coverage and giving you some sort of a noticeable difference versus, you know, those products that are skin tints, but you don't feel like you're getting any coverage at all. I also just love how they're called ease drops, and I love the packaging. I like how it's a little squeezy tube and you can really control the amount that you want to dispense, and it's just, I really love this product. I could see it being a big favorite for a lot of people this summer. And then I'm going to recommend this because it is my favorite concealer of all time. All of you know this, the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I always take advantage and stock up on this when Sephora has a savings event because it's my favorite. So I'm using the shade Ginger. This is typically my, you know, like spring, summer shade. When I'm a little bit lighter, I like to wear Custard. You know, towards the end of the summer, if I've gotten a lot of sun, I start using the shade Caramel. So I bounce back and forth between those three shades. If I have, you know, patches on my skin from eczema and they're dry and flaky, this is one of those concealers that doesn't exacerbate the dryness. It just helps camouflage it and make it look a little bit less flaky. And I just love the way it looks under the eyes. Glowy under eye. I'm gonna put just a touch more right under the darkest part of my eye. And then I like to let that little application of concealer settle down for a minute so that it gets nice and tacky, and then when I blend it out, it just stays nice and pigmented and it doesn't move around quite as much. For eyeshadows, I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Quad. I'm gonna start off with that mauve shade. It's just a light satin, slightly shimmery mauve purple, and I'm just gonna set that right on my eyelids and pull it up into the crease. I'm also using that to help set down that concealer. And then I'm just gonna blend out these edges so that we don't have any harsh lines. And then I'm going to mix the Prime and Enlarge shades together and just lightly apply that as like a dusting right on top just to give it some shimmer. You're technically supposed to put that lighter shade down first and then use the mauve shade as your defining shade, but I like using that as the base. And then just on the other side of the brush, I'll use that Prime shade to highlight my brow bone. And then I'm gonna take the Pop shade on my fingertip. This is my favorite shadow formula from Charlotte. It's these really soft glitters. And I just pop that right on the middle of the eyelid. They honestly give you that like wet, glossy eyelid look. And then I'm gonna use the Tower 28 Cream Bronzer. This is in the shade Bronzino. And the first time I used this, I was really scared, but a lot of you recommended this to me and I do really like it. So if I'm gonna be wearing it on a day where I'm doing a really natural look and I'm kind of going for more of that no makeup look, then I like to use it on its own because it is really nice and glowy. But if I'm going for more of a structured, little bit more makeup look, then I will set it with a little bit of powder to deepen it up a bit, but on its own it looks, oh my goodness. It is a little bit sticky, that's why I like to set it with a little bit of powder bronzer if I'm wearing a little bit more makeup. But it gives you a really gorgeous, subtle, glowy bronze effect. It gives you a ton of dew. Like I'm sure you can see that. It makes your skin look super, super dewy. I have two cream blushes. So the first one is from Rare. This is the Nearly Neutral Cream Blush, and I actually really like this. It's the most unique cream blush formulation I've ever tried. When you're touching it and applying it, it goes on quite oily and slippery, but then it sets down and it looks matte. It like turns more into a powder the more you blend it. So it's a really unique formula. Absolutely love the packaging. And then the other one is from Urban Decay. It's the Face and Lip Tint in the shade 1993, which is more of a dewy sheen and a lot deeper of a color. And I feel like the Urban Decay one looks the best on more natural makeup days because it is so dewy and sheeny. So today I'm gonna use the one from Rare and I'm going to apply it with my brush. You can use your fingers with this one, but I just prefer a brush because I feel like I get a little bit more control over the product. So I just tap it on my cheek like that. And it looks really pretty and soft. Okay, the light is coming in through the window speckled. So I'm gonna go put up a diffuser really quick and then I'll be right back. Okay, you can see it better now. Super subtle, but you still get a nice natural looking flush on the cheek. I am going to apply a little bit of powder bronzer, so I'm gonna use the Kosas Moisturizing Bronzer and just lightly apply that all over my cheeks. A little bit of powder on my face and keep that dewy bronzer in check. For my brows, I am gonna use the Urban Decay Brow Blade. Really liking this one. I just like the way it gives you that little bit of a tint, and then if you want to disperse the liquid a bit more, you can brush it through while it's still wet, but I like how this always consistently gives me a little bit more of a natural looking brow. I have a hard time going overboard with this pencil on one end, so if you do want any, you know, extra darker definition, you can use the pencil side, but oftentimes I feel like I just use the liquid side. Well, actually now, right here, I'm just gonna put a little bit of the pencil. Ooh, I forgot to mention, I also got 2 other base products from Sephora that I'm excited to try. So I did get the Kat Von D Good Apple Foundation. Really excited to give this a go. I picked up the shade Medium 30, so I'm hoping that's gonna be a good match. And then I got the Hourglass Illusion Tinted Sunscreen. It's SPF 15. I thought it was 50, but it's 15. Haven't tried it yet. Very excited. Thought it would be good to share more, you know, base products for the summertime. Oh, I forgot to try this. This is the Ilia Liquid Powder Chromatic Eye Tint. So it's like a liquid eyeshadow. I could actually try to use this on the outer corner and then just blend it out with my finger. But I think it would be super pretty on its own even. Still works with this too. But we also need to try it on its own without any other eyeshadows, just to see how it looks all by itself. It looks really pretty and it sets quick. Like once it sets, it does not seem to budge. I'm gonna run this on my lower lash line too, just to get a little bit more definition. Okay, and I also finally got the Makeup Forever Self-Setting Concealer, the one that I was talking about in the other video. I did get the wrong one. I got the Matte Velvet Skin High Coverage Multi-Use Concealer. Really like this. I've been actually using this as foundation and I really like it. But this is the self-setting one. So we are gonna do a video on this as well, test it out, see if it really is self-setting. I got it in the shade number 34. So I will use that in a video, but today was a day for the NARS. Now it's cloudy and the diffuser was making the shot look way too blown out, so I moved the diffuser. I'm gonna do my highlight and I'm using this one from Dior. I love this Dior palette. It's so beautiful. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of a powder highlight right on the tops of my cheekbones. And I really like mixing these 2 shades together, the 2 top ones. I think you get a really nice soft glow. I curled my lashes. I'm gonna do my mascara really quick. I love this. It is the Dior Show Blackout Waterproof. I accidentally got this instead of the original Dior Show, but I actually have really been enjoying it. It seems to be a little bit more intense in terms of length, and I really like how it just gives you an exaggerated longer looking lash. So I do like to apply it in coats and let them get a little bit tacky in between each coat just so that it grips to itself a little bit, because I do find that this formula is a little bit more wet. So if I go overboard by applying too many layers, when it's still wet, it doesn't really build quite as much. So just wait a couple seconds in between each coat and then you can really build the mascara up. And then I'm gonna go right on the lower lashes. I forgot to mention this, I should have shown this in the beginning. I also got a little mini Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet. It's the perfume rollerball. This is one of my favorite fragrances of all time, and it makes me happy because it makes me think of spring and summer. Now, I got an obnoxious amount of lip products, but I really wanted to try a lot of these because, again, so many of you had recommended them to me, and I wanted to try out your recommendations. So, first thing I got was the Mcgrath Lip Pencil. This one is in the shade Structure, and I love it. It is a longwear lip pencil, and I think the shade is really beautiful. So I will line my lips so that you can see the way these lip products look. These are all the lip products. So first one is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Yes Honey lipstick, which is a nude, which I love. And I've actually worn this one a couple times. I really like it, especially if you do put something a little bit deeper around the edge of your lips. I think you still get a nice shape. So this is Charlotte Tilbury's Yes Honey. I am gonna be relining my lips in between all of these, I just think it gives you a better representation of what it's going to look like when you do pair it with a lip liner. So then the other one is the Mcgrath Lip Fetish in the shade Blow Up, which is a little bit more pinky nude. So I would probably pair this with more of a brown lip liner rather than like a pinky one, but that actually looks pretty good. So Mcgrath Blow Up. Then we have the Tower 28 Almond Lip Gloss. I really wanted to try one of these because they look all like milky and glossy. And this is a cool brown. Oh, I love that. This one's my favorite so far, actually. I love that. The shade is so good. I really, really like that a lot. Like, I'm gonna be wearing that nonstop. Oh my gosh. This one's my favorite. I love brown lip glosses. The more that I try, the more that I'm like, I really love a good brown lip gloss. This last one is from Merit. This is their Shade Slick Tinted Lip Oil. And it's a nude. But I saw a lot of good things about these. So this one is in Au Naturel. I'm excited. I haven't tried this one yet. Really interesting formula. It is glossy, but it is oily. Huh. Really comfortable too. Surprising amount of coverage as well. I was thinking that this was gonna be a little bit like more sheer, but I think even in the swatch you can tell it's got a good amount of pigment to it. All right, I actually really love this lip tint. It's really pretty and flattering. But before I go, I did want to ask, I want to do a video dedicated to this because I feel like so many people are interested in it. So would you prefer to see a full in-depth review where I've been wearing the foundation? Hang on, okay. A full in-depth review where I've been wearing the foundation for some time and maybe give it like 2.5 weeks? Or would you rather see like a wear test throughout the day? Whatever you prefer, whatever gets the most votes, that's what I'll do. But I know a lot of people are really interested in this. So let me know how you want to see me test this out or use it. Other than that, everything will be linked and listed in the description box, as well as more information about the Sephora Spring Savings event. And don't forget to come follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my channel. But other than that, I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching this one. Bye everyone.